welcome to Episode 5 of Fun with Fulbright, the application. So far we've talked about what a Fulbright is, the different types of grants that you can do on it as well, and now we're going to talk about what's in the application. It's a great question. What is in the Fulbright application? There's a few elements that are in all Fulbright applications. Regardless of the kind of grant that you're applying for, all Fulbrights will have an online form, 2 essays, 3 references, and a transcript. The online form is done through a program called Slate, and it's essentially you putting your resume into all the little boxes that Fulbright asks you to put it into. Next, and this is where you're going to spend the bulk of your time for Fulbright, there are 2 essays. There is a personal statement and there is a proposal of study. For a study or research grant, the proposal of study is going to outline your graduate program or your full research project that you are proposing. You get 2 pages to do that. If you're applying for an English teaching assistantship, you get 1 page for your proposal of study, and you're going to answer some specific questions that Fulbright poses, such as, what are your qualifications to teach? What are your ideas for teaching in the classroom? Why you want to teach English? Why you want to be in this country, etc. In addition to the 2 essays, each of the grants have 3 references. If you're applying for a research or study grant, these are formal letters of recommendation that usually will come mainly from faculty. If you're applying for an ETA, though, they're not letters of recommendation. It's actually a brief form that some of your references will fill out. Sometimes faculty can make good ETA references, but sometimes they're not the best. What you should do is look at the questions that are asked on the form and figure out who might be the best people to answer those. Often, it might be your supervisor from work, or your boss in an internship, or maybe a site coordinator for a place that you've done community service over the years. In addition, in the application, all students include a transcript from their current institution and anywhere else they might have attended. Past these components of the application, depending on the kind of grant you're applying for, you might have other things that you have to turn in as well, such as a foreign language evaluation, or maybe, if you're doing a research grant, an affiliation letter of who in that country you're going to affiliate with to help you with your grant. Also, if you're applying for a grant in the arts, you might have a portfolio that you are uploading as well. So in summary, we have an online app, there are 2 essays, 3 references, and a transcript for everyone. In addition, you might have a language evaluation, an affiliation letter, and you might also have a portfolio. We usually recommend that students get started thinking about their application strategy, which really is going into those 2 essays, in March, April, and May. The best time to really get started on those essays and work on them is May, June, and July. We'll be holding some writing workshops in the office in May that will be virtual and online, so those can help you get started writing your essays. In addition, we will help you outline when you might do the other components of the application too, such as you should have at least 4 weeks of notice in between asking your references, your language evaluator, and the due date of those. And they would be due in late August. So you certainly would want to ask your language evaluators and your references by late July to make sure they have adequate time to complete those. What are the next steps for applying for a Fulbright? The next steps would be to attend or watch an info session if you haven't done so already. Also then, you'd want to schedule an advising appointment with our office to do an intake advising appointment and come up with the strategy for your grant. Finally, you're going to want to register with our office by June 1st so that we know that you're planning to apply for the Fulbright. You can find information on our Fulbright page, fulbright.richmond.edu. When you go here, that's where you will be able to find how to get an advising appointment scheduled, where to register with our office, and also information on how you can obtain a video info session or attend a video info session. And then us.fulbrightonline.org is the official Fulbright website, which will have all the country summaries and information that you're going to want to make sure that you are looking through in order to plan your Fulbright grant. Thanks again for attending today, Episode 5 of Fun with Fulbright, the application. We hope you learned a little bit about your application today, and we're here to answer any questions you might have. Shoot us an email at fellowships.richmond.edu. Join us next week when we check in with our pets, Izzy, Henry, and Betty, to see how they're doing on their Fulbright applications.